Welcome, I'll be reacting to Outlander Season 5, Episode 3. This is not a market substitute. Support the original.
And soon we'll start looking at it under a microscope. And what then? Well then, the real work begins. I was literally tempting fate, willing events to happen, bringing the future forward.
I think it's fine because Claire and Marsley are the only ones who really understand what's going on. And Marsley just thinks it's medicine, similar to how you'd gather herbs. And it's not likely to leave the ridge. She's just some country healer. So I think it should be fine, even if she discovers it. Oh, she has a full-blown laboratory now. I love it. She's like Dr. Matron.
Damn.
Beautiful shot. Wait a minute. Does Jamie know she has a body in the cellar? Because I know Roger does, but they haven't mentioned it to Jamie yet.
You liked Lieutenant Knox.
I did.
Same.
They have an army now.
Right now, Murta's safe. And you're home.
Not for long.
Return to Hillsborough with all due speed. Knox sent word. Asked Tryon for reinforcements. If I can gather enough men.
A show of force to prevent war. I'm coming with you.
They will need a healer if it goes down. I know paper was dear, so it makes sense that he would grab some scrap paper. But if the printer reads what's on the back, they are in trouble.
Have them print a dozen broadsheets. We'll post them out to the settlements hereabouts. Send Roger Mack to tell the men of the Ridge will be leaving in a week.
Gorgeous. Oh, this is fun too. I've done this. But with adobe bricks. Has anyone else had this experience? When you go to a museum, the things that you really remember, that you take back with you, are the hands-on activities. Like making bricks, candle making, things like that. All those dry signs with information, I rarely remember what they said. But hands-on activities, I'm one of those people. Museums, have more activities. I'm gonna put a shout out to Garibaldi Museum. If you're ever in the area, stop by. It has some great kids exhibits. Or adults who still like to play with stuff. One fun project is bucket building. I know that sounds just like, what? But it's really fun. You get to build a bucket. It's hard to explain why this is so cool. Just trust me on it. I know that most of you probably know Tillamook area in Oregon for the cheese, which is excellent. But if you're out there on vacation, stop by the museum. It is so worth it. I actually bought a replica of George Washington's campaign writing desk there. I have a tiny room that I live in, and so there's no room for an actual desk, and it was perfect. Who is this? If it's John Gray again. Sorry.
Gather more men along the way. I'm hoping you will need use of it.
My lord.
You're just gonna leave Marsley with the body in the cellar?
So look on the microscope like I showed you. I will. Bree, will you help Marsley with her reading?
Of course. Hi, Mama. Take care of yourself.
I don't know if they got a new hairdresser or what, but season 5? The hair. Gorgeous.
I feel like Scarlett O'Hara. All the men leaving the plantations.
Jamie left you in charge of the place.
What does that even mean?
Welcome to my world.
It's like they're leaving the Shire.
I'm going on an adventure!
Wow. It's so pretty.
Stephen Bonnet is alive.
I just realized Brianna is now not completely alone, but most of the fighting men are gone at the ridge. And I think Bonnet was on his way. But she's good with a rifle.
Lord John told me that Bonnet's body wasn't found among the rubble. He made further inquiries.
So not actually Lord John, but a letter from Lord John. Close enough.
Fergus, can you get him a blanket? Josiah? What's wrong?
Wait.
That's not Josiah. Twin brother? Yeah.
Speak up, lad.
Has he always been deaf?
Since we were 5, mistress. The master boxed his ears.
May I have a look?
Why isn't he wearing any breeches?
He took them off in the barn where he slept. The barn cat had her kittens on them. He said he didn't want to wake them.
Oh, that's so cute. Also, yeah, cats. Sometimes my friends with cats send me pictures like, well, I guess I'll never move again, and there's the cat sitting there. It's so hard to move them when they get settled and really happy. You're like, I can't move them.
Though I suspect that wasn't the only time your master boxed your ears.
Aye, mistress. Came across on a ship with her parents and her 4 sisters. All of them perished from illness at sea. So I'm told.
Oh, poor lad.
But I'll need to purchase your indenture, so there's no claim on you. Muster a book of yours with as many men as you can. You ken what's at stake here.
I do.
Maybe you could sing. Get their attention. This looks like a murder hut. I'm sorry. Like cabin in the woods level. Oh no, what if they've been murdered and the poor kids get blamed for it? Hey! So cute. They wouldn't have left a fire going. I don't know, I'm getting really bad vibes. Why is the window broken?
I would like to purchase their indentures. I'm certain we can arrange.
Keep him. I got no use for him.
What is going on? Don't go in the murder hut. Claire has never seen a horror movie, clearly. What in the world? Is he a werewolf or something?
Too cold for the goats, but not for the bondservant.
You want them papers or not?
Claire, don't get involved.
Your husband.
Just get the papers and
When
go.
did he die?
You can't really judge her for that, Miss Body in the Cellar. Just because they keep the body in the attic.
Don't go up there!
It's us now.
He's alive? Yeah.
And if they didn't come out of it,
I'll make sure they come home.
Roger, you can't even shoot the broadside of a barn.
well then, Captain Mackenzie, I'll take your word for it. That if I lend you my sons, you'll send them home safe.
She seems cool. He seems like a terrible human being, but nobody deserves this. Ugh.
Why'd you not simply let him die?
That's a good question.
So she could do this.
That was revenge.
Now I must rejoin the company that go on to Hillsborough.
I know. But I can't leave him like this.
And you
If I can
cannot...
find a...
Don't leave her alone with Lizzie Borden. Jamie. No. At this point, I'd be like, Claire, we're getting the papers and we're leaving. This is not a B horror film. We're going to do the smart thing. Told you, she is out of control. That was a twist I was not expecting.
Baby skin.
Those are your markings on the door.
No. That was Marianne, I believe.
That was his first wife?
Marianne was his fourth.
Fourth.
I see their ghosts sometimes. Especially Marianne. She tells me things.
Who is the father, if you don't mind me asking?
A good man.
This home.
This place is a birthright, but to me it's not but ugliness and evil.
I wouldn't want to live here after all that.
And your name is Sassenach.
No. I'm not entirely sure I would trust her with that baby, though. I'm sorry. I mean, she was going on about how she isn't really a mother, and obviously she was torturing someone for an entire month. I'm not sure the baby is safe with her. I realize Fanny went through a lot, but that poor baby.
I want Brianna and Roger to go back to their own time.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they know if Jemmy can travel, it's safer for them there.
But they would be without their family.
That is such a Jamie thing to say. Ah. What did Fanny do this time? Is the baby okay? The papers. There you go.
She's not coming back.
No. Did she name the baby before she left or no? Maybe in a strange way, Fanny realized she was in no state to care for that child. And she did the thing she thought was best. I mean, she was listening to ghosts and torturing people, so I think that poor baby is better off with Claire. What do we do with...
What do we do about him?
Then I come back and tell the call for you.
Jamie?
Jamie.
I would do it for a dog, Claire.
That's true.
Can I do less for him?
To be alive, but stuck like that. I think he'll choose yes. I wouldn't want to be trapped like that.
Do you ask me to take your life? Will you pray for forgiveness?
No?
And may God forgive us both.
It's the only thing you could do at that point. It's what he wanted.
You'll give me the same mercy I gave that wretch.
Oh, that's a difficult one.
Do what must be done.
This was an interesting side quest, I guess you could call it. Definitely not what I was expecting from this episode. It was nice seeing Roger kind of come into his captain role and manage to recruit some people. The mother of those two lads reminded me a bit of Jenny, that sort of fire about her. I'm worried about Brianna up on Fraser's Ridge. We did not see Bonnet this episode, but that doesn't mean he's not on his way to see his son. At least she knows he's potentially coming and will hopefully be getting ready. Maybe having a plan in place in case it happens. But a lot of people are away from the ridge right now. I have a feeling that's what the next episode is going to be. I get that the main reason they spent so much time with the murder cabin is to explain how they got the little baby, whom I assume we're going to see slowly growing up. I don't think we're going to be running into Fanny again. She's long gone. That whole situation was just so horrible. I feel sorry for the two kids that were stuck living there. Can you imagine? And then for a man to be that wicked that even at the end, as he's suffering horribly and wants an out, isn't even willing to ask for forgiveness. Like he's holding on to what he did to the very end. That's just incomprehensible to me. To be that bitter for that long. And here's these two people who are actually trying to help you. I mean, I agree with his decision. Live the rest of your life basically like that or end it. I would have chosen the same. But he seemed like a piece of work. And she did too. Sorry. I mean, burning someone's feet and then waiting until they healed and then burning them again just over and over for a month? Yikes. And now they have the deed to that property, which is apparently not that far away because Jamie referred to them as neighbors. So maybe a few miles away from Fraser's Ridge, something like that. A couple days journey, perhaps. That could come in handy. I think I would give the deed to the two boys, the twins. I think they earned it. Like, here are your indenture papers, and here's the deed to some land for later in case you want it. Maybe at least to sell. And I'm hoping the brother's ears might have a chance to heal now that he's away and isn't getting struck and hurt more on a regular basis. So perhaps he might even get his hearing back, which would be wonderful. Or maybe Claire can find a way to speed up the healing process. I don't know. But at least he has a chance now that he's no longer just getting hit all the time. And this was a bit of a tough episode to watch. I honestly don't see myself going back and wanting to rewatch this episode. It was one of those, like, that was interesting, but I never want to see it again.